Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I'm Flight Dispatcher Nat, and this is Pre-Flight Brief. Hello guys, welcome to another video. I'm Flight Dispatcher Nat, and this is Pre-Flight Brief. And thank you for watching this video. If you wanted to know more about flight dispatch, flight dispatchers, aviation in general, you can go back to my previous videos. You can also find me in TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram, apart from here in YouTube. So today our shift has finished. We are here in the crew lounge from where I work. Before I go home, I just wanted to make this video to answer some of the questions that one follower has asked during my previous video. She asked me 3 questions about flight dispatch in general. Essentially, I can answer her right there and then. I believe she's a she. She wanted to know is answers to that will not be justified in a comment only. So I wanted to make a video for it. The name is Neonzima John Marie V6V Victor 6 Bravo. Neonzima John Marie, hello to you. Thank you for this question. All right, so we'll go through it. I mentioned there's 3, no? So 1, how was your journey from classes until when you secured your job in Saudi Arabia? Second, the question is, how hard was it for you to learn and memorize ICAO Phonetics, especially letters? And third question, does flight dispatchers get to fly the jump seat in the cockpit for work or for traveling? So these questions are wonderful questions. Thank you for that. Right, so I would love to answer these, okay, one by one. So let's tackle the first one. How was your journey from classes until when you secured your job in Saudi Arabia? So, contrary to popular way to become a flight dispatcher, in the Philippines, there are 2 ways to become a flight dispatcher. One is the typical, which is the going through a dispatch course, take classes, and then complete an OJT or on-the-job training period for, I believe, 3 to 6 months. And there's another way, which is to become an assistant flight dispatcher for a flight operations company or an airline. So I took that route. I become a assistant flight dispatcher for Philippine Airlines right after my graduation from college, which is Pat's College of Aeronautics. I took up BS Air Transportation. So this was 2011. So during that time, I was not aware that there are schools for dispatch. It just so happened that a friend of mine was an employee of the flight dispatch office in PAL. So I took my chances. I gave the CV. Fortunately, I was able to get a slot for exams, written, specialty exams, and interview. And I was accepted as the assistant flight dispatcher. During that time, you need to have at least 2 years 2 years of experience before you can apply for the license. But nowadays, I believe it's only just 1 year of experience. A licensed flight dispatcher within an organization that has an AOC, which is Air Operator Certificate. So yeah, so after 2 years, I took up my license. I passed it. I got my license, Philippine license, and then I flew abroad to Laos. So during my time in Laos, it was around almost 2 years. I've applied for a position here in Saudi Arabia. The funny thing in there is that I actually forgotten that I've applied for a position here in Saudi Arabia. It's just that because they replied to my application around 1 year after I submitted my application. So at the time, I totally forgot about it. And that it's just that when I checked the email, it just so happened that I wanted to transfer that time, because it's Middle East. I only have experience within Asia, regional routes in Asia. So this is a new experience for me, Middle East. So I took the opportunity until 2016. I came here, arrived here in Saudi Arabia. I've been serving the flight operations here for since then. So it's running 10 years now. So there you go. Nowadays, the flight dispatch job market here in the Middle East is mostly open in UAE. No, that's what I've observed. All of the flight dispatch job opportunities are centered in the Dubai or Abu Dhabi, United Arab Emirates. And some positions are for airlines, but most of the openings are for business aviation market. So there you go. The flight operations that I'm here in now in Saudi Arabia has a mix of both business aviation operations, and yeah, I can consider it as a scheduled airline. But we are not really an airline. We're still a private company doing an airline type of operations. So there you go. That was my journey from zero experience to running 14 years experience. Right. So second question, how hard was it for you to learn and memorize ICAO phonetics, especially letters? Yes. So ICAO phonetics and letters, memorizing and learning. This is majority of this expertise comes from my background as a student pilot, and all of my college days, college years are actually related to aviation already. So since I started college in 2004, 2004, sorry, 2004. So it's already aviation, so air transportation, and then I took up flying lessons, and also within my journey, I also worked for a call center company. So that also helped me in this phonetics, no, especially letters, because the way we spell English words there are, although typically they use a different phonetics. For example, for aviation is N, the letter N is for November. But in call center setting, N is for Nancy, something like that. So there. So that definitely helped me, on my ICAO phonetics, especially letters. I believe you asked this question because of the ELP, the English Language Proficiency exam. So my tip for you is that you don't need to stress that much on the grammar or the strict punctualization, something like that. ELP is more on communication skills. The challenge there is that you have to basically understand and you have to convey yourself in English that it's understandable to you and your listener. It's not really on point or strict like an IELTS exam. So ELP is more on communication skills and listening skills as well. And so we only have 26 alphabet letters. So I believe you can memorize and learn them all, and then incorporate that into your everyday transactions. So, for example, when you call someone, how do you spell that? That A for Alpha, B for Bravo, something like that. So yeah, so there you go. I hope it made sense to you. All right, so number 3, does flight dispatchers get to fly the jump seat in the cockpit for work or for traveling? Yes. So flight dispatchers have the privilege, to sit as a jump seater in the cockpit, primarily for work. Meaning, well, in the context of the Philippine setting, also here in Saudi Arabia, we are mandated to have at least 5 hours of cockpit time annually. So it doesn't matter how many takeoffs and landings. At least we should have 5 flight hours in the cockpit. That's yearly, no? So they will check during your recurrency if you have completed this, and what are you going to do in the jump seat, no? So you will also have your flight plan there. You cross check what's happening between the planned and the actual. You observe them, how they fly. You also observe sterile cockpit, so from 0 to 10,000 during climb. What else? You also ask questions, not to the pilot, and sometimes the pilots ask you, the flight dispatcher who's on the jump seat. The best part of it is, the for me is the ATC communications, no. So because as soon as you hear those exchange of conversations between the aircraft and the ATC, no, it feels like you're also flying the aircraft. And yeah, so that's what you do when you are on a jump seat in the cockpit for work. Now, for traveling, that depends on the company policy. Um, as part of being an employee in an airline or in an aviation company, you get to have travel benefits. And sometimes there are times that the flight is already full of passengers. And since you are a flight dispatcher, you have the privilege to sit in the cockpit. So you always have somehow a guaranteed seat for you to use during traveling. But again, this is depending on the company policy. Um, a company policy may require you to always be in uniform when you're sitting in the cockpit. So when you're traveling, it's quite a hassle, You're traveling not for work, but you have to wear your uniform. But again, that's nothing compared to a free ticket to the destination that you wanted. So here you go. Yeah. So for traveling, it depends on the company policy. So I hope I've answered all your questions. Thank you again for watching my video, Neon Zima, John Marie. I hope I pronounced your name right. And for those of you who has questions about aviation, in flight dispatch, particularly, or in general, in anything in aviation, no? Just drop a comment on any of my videos. I would love to help you out on answering those questions in a video format or right away. You can also send me a private message on my social platforms here on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. So again, thank you for questions, Neon Zima, Jean Marie, and I hope to see you soon on the next video. Again, this is Flight Dispatcher Nat. Safe flight.